INEOS have done it. The boss, Erik ten Hag, has finally got what he deserves. He is going where? Nowhere. My name is Webb. Welcome to the Net Herald Sport. As we do get to talk about this whole Erik ten Hag conversation, I am seeing some crazy propagandists trying to start conversations about the sacking of Erik ten Hag, and they're serious about it right now. Listen, guys, I am one of you. I've been here in my match reactions calling out Erik ten Hag for his weaknesses, but guys, it has not got to the level of him being sacked. Come on, guys, let's mature up now. Omar Berada, the CEO of Manchester United, has come out and made a statement, saying that Erik ten Hag has got the full backing of INEOS. He's going nowhere. We're still working with him. We trust him. We are here to support him, and we've supported him. We've all been involved in this transfer window. We've done all this stuff to try and back him and stuff. Of course, we've had this before, really. I mean, this is the professional thing for him to say to a manager who just recently had his contract extended by a further year. And yes, we've had it before where a boss has come out in the media, because Omar Berada is Erik ten Hag's immediate boss. Now he has come out and bosses have come out before and pretended to back an employee only for them to sack them the day after or 2 days later. But look, and we know INEOS cannot be happy about the results. But in terms of performances, there are certain positives in Man United. If you have a sober mind in football, you know that you don't go from bad to great. No, in life anyway, that's the rule of life. You don't go from being so poor to being so rich, from being so bad to being so good. Even the women who bleach, oh, okay, even men bleach, but yeah, mostly it's women. Even the women who bleach do not go from black and overnight become yellow like they want to be. I mean, why do women bleach, fam? Why do people bleach? I don't get it. Anyway, so Man United, yes, was too bad last season. We acknowledge it, and Erik ten Hag was the boss. They came in INEOS, that is, did whatever they did to try and change things around him, to try and help him, because they are convinced that when they went and searched for all options, the Thomas Tuchels that I'm seeing trending now on X and wherever were not good enough to replace him. They went ahead and decided to back him, and by backing him, they have spent lots of money. United, I think, has spent the second most highest amount of money in this summer transfer window, behind Chelsea. They haven't spent all that money only to sack the manager whose contract they extended by a further year. Think about it. It doesn't even make sense. United is not going to have a special summer. If we sacked Erik ten Hag now, these are players written Erik ten Hag all over them. Mathis Delete, Musa Mazraoui, name them. The players we've signed have got the Erik ten Hag name on their face here. It's like a halo hanging around their heads. So we cannot just bring all these players for those huge amounts of money and sack the manager. And then we go back to square one, like we are going to have a special transfer window for whichever new manager will bring in. No, these guys have got to back Erik. And there is reason, there is a basis for us to believe that they can back him. Why? Because there are subtle improvements early into the season. Yes, we've lost games, and the results are always going to be painful. Losing to Liverpool in the manner we did, there is that second year's goal that was so annoying. The way these guys were playing catch up football, pa 1-2 pa goal in. It was so easy. But in terms of how we played ourselves, in terms of how we passed, we tried to create chances, something we were not doing that last season. We tried to get there. We had good patterns. We saw that our backline can be good. Delete and Lisandro Martinez, Mazraoui, and Dalot. We saw that can be a good backline. We saw Dalot is improved when he inverts and comes into the middle. There are improvements on him. The goals we considered were because of individual errors. And yes, there are certain mistakes that we called out that Erik ten Hag made, like any manager. Even when we watch Man City games, it's just that Man City has no supporters. But if we were Man City supporters, even when Man City wins the Premier League, in certain games they win, there are mistakes we see Pep Guardiola do. Arsenal, who are ahead of us now, there are mistakes they do. Everyone does mistakes, but the thing is, if you're losing, they're going to be painful, and we understand it. But Man United is on a journey. Let's not jump onto this wagon that is being pushed by the British media, that sack Erik ten Hag, sack him. Listen, it is immature. It will be completely immature. It will take us back. It wouldn't solve anything. What we need to do is first look at the progress. And I've said it before here. Before the start of the season, I said, for me, For Erik Ten Hag, success will not really be where we finish on the log. Success for Erik Ten Hag this season will be how much have we improved in terms of how we play. Because as the season grows, if you're improving consistently in how we're playing, in how he sets up the team and balances it, in how we compete, in the mentality, in the discipline and attitude, inadvertently, your position is going to improve from eighth. Of course, if we finish eighth, sixth, seventh, it will be a different conversation, but that will be at the end of the season. And it's really 3 games into the season. We cannot be calling for the sack of a manager who clearly has improved the way you play, whose signings clearly have looked good, especially the Nusal Mazraoui. And we can call out Joshua Zirkzee, but Zirkzee only played, that was his first start at Old Trafford, in front of 75,000 people, bellowing his name. It's not easy to play there. And he played, yes, he missed chances, but he played okay. So there are positives. Mathis de Ligt showed how technical he is. For me, he was one of our biggest positives in that game. In that loss, he was such a big positive. I loved every minute of him. So there are positives to look at. This is a team on a journey. And do remember, we have not completely overhauled it because there are still some wrong elements in there, still part of this squad. The cleanup has to go on, but there are improvements in the team. And for me, whereas, yes, I keep calling out Erik Ten Hag in my match reactions for the things he does wrong, the adamant way he wants to start Marcus Rashford ahead of Garnacho and Ahmad, when he pulls off the wrong player, all these issues and stuff. Maybe in his tactics, there's something he's seeing as a manager. And because at times he has made, to be honest, at times he has made non-obvious changes and they have worked. Let's give it to him. He has made some, tactical changes and they have worked. He has his weaknesses, like anyone, like I said, but it is early days for us as Man United supporters to be joining the bandwagon that is trying to call for the sacking of Erik Ten Hag now. That then would mean again no stability. It would mean no direction. And INEOS for me have proved that they are taking us in the right direction. First of all, they signed the right players for the right positions. I've said it here before that this for me was our best summer post Sir Alex Ferguson. We know the problem we had against Liverpool was Casemiro. Casemiro, we know we have a replacement for Casemiro. If the replacement doesn't work, Manuel Ugarte, then we should be questioning the people, the entire team who recruited him. We have a technical director. It cannot just be the manager taking all the blame for individual errors, but also for signings that don't perform. We need to give it time, guys. Football is not an event. It's a journey. It's a process. And the more we keep, I'll tell you to be honest, and I'm one of those. And well, guys, I'm just saying the honest. I'm not talking with emotions now as a fan. You see, after a game, after a loss, as a fan, you come out and vent your frustrations from what you observed in the game. And at times, what you observed is true. Yeah. And you're pained and stuff, and you call out, the manager and all, but that doesn't mean you want them sacked. No, it doesn't. But the truth is, even with all that, even with all the pain I get when we lose, today I've chosen to be sober and calm and stand up for for the right thing. Sometimes you've got to be able, even through in pain, to stand up for the truth and for what's real and for what's humane. The humane things now is to give Erik Ten Hag some bit of time to make it work, because there are subtle positives you observe from where we are. And perhaps midway into the season, if consistently there is nothing more improving, because we cannot just be improving display for 38 games of the season. No, over time. Now we need to be more clinical. Are we going to see that worked on? We know that Ruud van Nistelrooy is there, but we also know that our best striker is not fit, Rasmus Højlund. And I was seeing people excited saying Zirkzee is going to start ahead of Højlund. They don't know a thing about football. But Højlund is training. He will be back soon after the international break. Let's see. Give him time to come back, gain full fitness. Let the team gel and stuff like that. It will all make sense eventually. But between now and then, of course, if we lose to Southampton in a stupid manner, I'll be here calling it out. I'll be here saying that Erik Ten Hag is the problem. If he is, that doesn't mean I will be calling for him to be sacked. I know when the sack will then make sense. The sack conversation will make sense. It's not now. It's not now, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be patient, and let's be sober fans. We are United supporters. We should know well to be sober supporters. That's my honest take. And for me, I'm for the statement from Omar Berada. We back Erik Ten Hag, but we'll still give him his flack when he makes the wrong decisions that are obvious. Obviously, we will still do that. But he can stick around for a bit. Some more time for him. I'll be back later.